rock and roll. The ants in the grass all march, 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 march.
March, march, march.
March, march, march. The ants in the grass all march, 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 march. All day long. The bees around the flowers all buzz, buzz, buzz. Buzz, 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 buzz. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The bees around the flowers all buzz, buzz, buzz. Buzz. All day long. Rock and roll.
The fireflies at night all blink, blink, blink.
Blink.
Blink, blink, blink. Blink, blink, blink. The fireflies at night all blink, blink, blink.
Blink all night long. The caterpillars in the field all creep, 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 creep. The caterpillars in the field all creep, 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 all day long. Dum diddy diddy do dum diddy dum. Yeah!
All right, guys, what's going on today? Let me get this thing right here adjusted over here where I can see what's going on with these comments. Let me go do a few shout outs and we'll get on with the live stream. And just want to state this, that the views in this live stream are my opinions, and the people posting, that's their opinions and that's their views, and my views may not line up with their views. So we can agree to disagree on certain things, but these are my opinions about the topic that we are discussing tonight. What's going on, guys? What's going on with the Mercy Metal Detecting? He's in Midnight. He did a real good test over in the UK on UK coinage. Showed the VDI scale on the Vortex and the Apex. What's going on, Digging Daryl? Yeah, it looks like I am being a tester and not getting paid. Actually, I paid Garrett to be a tester by buying their machine and spending my $599 hard-earned dollars. And we're going to deep dive into this machine, and we're going to look at some of the bugs and glitches, and we're going to talk about the good things, and we're going to talk about some of the suggestions that I have for some of the fixes that would make this machine more competitive in the market that we're in today. Let me take these things out of my ears, and let's see here. Let me put them back in the case if I can find it. There's a lot of stuff going on tonight, and don't know that I want to be wearing earpods right now. We'll come back to that if we need to. But let's go down through here. Ohio Fred, Tommy, what's going on, Ricky? What's going on, Fly Rock? Yeah, well, you know, I didn't think this was going to turn out like it has, but it has, and we're going to dive into all of that and talk about this tonight, you know. And, well, let me just do the shout-outs first. Ben, what's going on? Who is having the same? Yeah, it's not my machine, so let me go ahead and state that. I'm in contact with multiple Vortex users who have them in hand, and they're replicating the problems that I have shown. It's not one unit, it's multiple units, so I believe it's a software deal, and apparently it is because Garrett announced that they're coming out with a software update. So, with that being said, let's keep going down. Let's hear the news. I appreciate it, Blasted Cat. Been working on that, spent a lot of money on that, and a lot of time to learn how to, you know, do this video editing, trying to make better content. What's up, Ben? Trevor, Metal Detecting Northwest Wisconsin. In Metal Detecting Northwest Wisconsin, we're going to give him a big shout out. He has put in the time on this knot system. Now, I'm going to briefly touch on the knot system tonight, but if you go over to Friendly Metal, yep, I'm giving a shout out, believe it or not, to Friendly Metal Detecting. He's got a post over there, which I'm not a member of that, guys, so you can go over there and read Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin's post on that. And he actually sent me a doggone chart, and I hope that I put it in here. And I don't know, you don't know that I did. I hope I did, but I may have not put the updated chart that he put in here on the knot system. Good evening. You canceled your order? Yeah, I can understand that, Jay. I can totally understand that. at this current time. What's on TN Sharpshooter? And let's give Sharpshooter a big shout out. He's been on the phone with today we've probably been on the phone 15 hours since I've had the Vortex, going through testing procedures and shakedown procedures. And, for these guys who grab detectors and run out and start digging stuff, look, the Vortex will dig stuff, but that's not what we're talking about here. And we're going to dive into that, but give Sharpshooter a big thanks, guys. He has been a big help with, shaking the smell detector down. Brian, digologist, we're gonna lay it out. There's another, here, and this is not just one other machine. This is multiple machines. Iffy's is doing it. What's going on, Mad Max and Still Air? I want to, like I said, these are my opinions and these are my feelings about this. And this has turned into a total something that I did not think that it would be. I had perceived in my mind, and I talked with Iffy about this, and we thought, well, the Vortex will come out and it will just be a detector that performs good, but it'll have less features than the other one. Well, that is not turned out to be the case. It performs good in certain areas. EMI, the separation is the best out of the Garrett lineup on it. It's stable on the beach, if not one of the most stable detectors I've ever seen on the beach. But once we come off of those points and we start talking about basic functions, and we're going to dive into all of this in just a few minutes, there's major problems. This detector is not functioning with basic operations at this time. There's flaws in the basic operations, and VDI scale being one of them. The guy, Percy, up top, the first commenter in here, he's tested it in the UK. If he's tested it, Detecting Wisconsin has tested it, and other people have tested it. And this is in the machine, widespread with what we in our group. So it's multiple units. It's not my unit being faulty. What's up, Lance? So it has turned into something that I did not realize this would turn into. We find bugs in all of them, but this is not that. I seen some posts over on Friendly, and it's trying to say that this is what we've seen from past releases from manufacturers in the past on these detectors. And no, it is not. Yes, the Legend went through lots of updates, but its basic functions were intact when it come out. So no, this is, in my opinion, this is not the same thing. And this is a trend that I don't want to see us go into further. I don't want to see manufacturers giving us, in my opinion, pre-release beta versions. And the functions of the Vortex right now, I've had beta versions from other manufacturers, and they were way more functional with basic operations than what's going on with the Vortex at this time. This is like, it's turned into something that I'm just kind of bewildered by. I'm going to pop this up there again because I did a video and Brandon made this statement in his video because I was basically thrashing the testers. You guys can read the comment. I've got it up as a breaking news video, and I'm just sitting here going, is this true? You see what this implies? Is this true? Brandon will have to work that out with Garrett if that's true or not, but you see what the man posted. Where are all the testers that tested this machine? Well, here's a big difference with this release and the Legend release. When me and Sharpshooter and Iffy were doing videos on the Legend, we had people trying to counter what we were showing about the unmasking, the shields. Remember me talking in the last live stream about the nomads? Well, we had that. And we don't have that this time. We don't have Garrett people trying to counter us because they can't. This stuff is for real. And Brandon says that they saw it in testing, or that's what I interpretate his wording to mean. He says that he saw everything as of some days ago that me and Iffy had reported on. We've reported on locking up machines. And actually, let me just pop up the list, and we'll start going down through this list. The VDI scale is off on this unit. I'm just going to demo it. Let me just demo it. Let me go over here to a new scene And let me see. Yeah, there we go. Let me just demo it. And I'm going to show you guys real quickly. And I'll show some of this stuff live. And that way that people are using this machine, they know that you've got to have a workaround. This is multi-salt. I just want to show you guys this little tidbit right here. Here's a silver half. You see this? Watch this. That's a silver half, okay? Let's go back in here. Let's look at this frequency shift. Same half. Okay, that's basic operation in beach mode, not able to detect a silver half. So that would fall to me under the major scale because we could pull out a dollar wherever I've got a peace dollar, but I'm not going to do it for time constraints. The iron VDI. Let me show you something here. See this little colonial nail? See the VDI on that nail? Let's go over here to another mode. Let's go back to 0 and let's, well, my bad. My bad, guys. Let's go in here, go to 0 mode. I'm trying to bend over and do this. Let's go back in here. Let's change the frequency to multi. Watch the ID. Okay, guys, can you imagine what problems that's going to cause if you set the disc level in multi-salt, but that's not the end of it. Let's go to single frequency. Watch the VDI. So that means if you set the disc level in multi, you guys are gonna have to pardon me because I'll have to come back through the comments. There's a lot of moving parts. But what happens with that? Well, if you go into multi-frequency 0, let's just go up here and add some disc. And this is another fundamental flaw in the design of this metal detector. So we're adding disc. We got a 21 disc. Nail's gone. But watch this. I want to go in and use my new Garrett Vortex, and I want to go back and change. I'm going to have to cut this thing down, guys. Give me just a minute. Let me just cut this thing down to 1. I want to go in, guys, and I want to cross-check multi-frequency. Remember what multi-frequency's got in it? The disc that I added. I want to put it in single frequency. Well, what happens? The disc is gone. And look where the nail comes in. So if you did have to set the disc in the machine, you would have to go in manually. You would have to go back up, and you would have to set the disc on this unit manually to whatever I had it at, but we'll come back out. And then it puts the disc in it. But here's the problem. Oh, I'm going to eat a sandwich, guys, and I'm going to cut my machine off so my battery don't go dead. Well, watch this. Well, your disc is gone. Oh, my gosh. Well, watch this. You go back up. You go into multi. Your disc setting is gone. So now you've got to reset your machine back up. With all the stuff that you just lost in it. So let's just talk about that for a minute. So let me come back down and see what the comments is saying. Where are the VX7 and 5s? Well, they better get the VX9 right first, sharpshooter. This is bad. These are my opinions, and these are my feelings. I'm a paying customer. Even though I test metal detectors, I still paid my hard-earned money for this metal detector, and its basic functions compared to the other major brands are not working. We see that the VDI on the coin is off. We see that it won't hit. It changes VDIs with the frequency shift. A frequency shift of 1 will give a better VDI than a frequency shift of 8, even in multi-frequency. So single frequency seems not to be bothered by the frequency shift so much, but the multi and the multi-salt does. That is basic function operation not working on this unit. Now, I'm going to cruise on down here and look at some, it said, I mean, my question is, and I don't mean this in a it's just a question. What have they been doing for the last 5 years since the release of the Apex? These guys had an Equinox 800 as a blueprint. Minelab had laid out a blueprint for all manufacturers with the Equinox 800. And this is what we've got in 2024. A machine with its basic features not operating correctly, released to the public from a major American manufacturing company. If this was any other company, I would be showing the same thing, because this is nothing we've ever seen before in recent times. I think the last debacle that we really seen in a release was the White's MX Sport, and look what happened to White's. They were throwing it off a ladder and testing it, drop testing the machine. I mean, just crazy stuff. Screens cracking, audio horrible on it, on that MX Sport. But so it's better to get the Minelab Elite Expedition Pack than the Vortex. You're going to have to make that decision, but for all practical purposes, I have found no bugs in that machine, and it's a top performer with tons of features on it, including multiple tone options. After this dust storm, I don't know. I have no idea, Bob. I have no idea. I don't know the answers to those questions. That's going to have to be worked out. And to me, at the end of the day, I could care less either way. Because the point is we have a machine that is not functioning properly with its basic fundamental operation systems in our hands that we have paid for, with the promise of an update to fix it. Well, number one, either the testing was sorry, or number two, they released it like this knowingly. Well, I don't know the answer to the question to either one of those, but both are horrendously bad. And we should draw a line in the sand, and we should not tolerate this from any manufacturer. American, foreign, from Mars, I don't care who it is. That argument going on over there, friendly, this is normal. No, there's been things like the Equinox. Yeah, there's been a few glitches. Minelab had to update the iron bias thing on the Manicore for iron faults. And there they updated. The Equinox had a silver coin on edge in one mode in part one or something like that. Small glitches, not fundamental operation systems not working properly. This has turned into something that I totally did not expect. And it puts me in a bad situation, because I'm showing a metal detector that's a new release from a major manufacturer with tons, and I'm going to show it. I've got 14 things or 13 things on my list that I'm going to demo for you guys from basic operations that are not correctly operating. Sorry guys, but this is just, I don't know. I heard it will have to be purchased through Garrett website. Can you say if that's true? Dealers are selling it. My dealer that sponsors my channel, and let me give him a shout out. I didn't put his thing up there in this because this could be a controversial live stream, and I don't want to cause him any flack, but he sells Garrett machines. And he is the best guy to deal with, in my opinion. He offers a 60-day return policy on any brand, and he pays the return shipping. That's Ryan. And I'm going to take his thing back down because I don't know where this live is going to go. I'm really just kind of shocked. I don't know what else to say. I am shocked at this right here. And we're going to dive more into it in just a minute. With a fix, I have no idea. Why is it not been fixed, Ben? Why do I have this detector in my hand at this time? Why did they take my money and sell me this metal detector in this state? Not to always did, but it's not going to change the fact, because this dumpster fire has turned into a wildfire that this is all over social media about the release of this detector. And let me say this right here for the Garrett watchers who are watching. You guys, where have you been? Oh, you've not been paying attention to the guys on social media over the last 5 years with all the new detector releases and watching all of these detectors get shook down and getting microscopic looks at and gone through like with a fine-tooth comb. You know, I kind of alluded to this was coming to you guys when, you know, you announced the thing with no features, and I done those videos, and you guys, to your credit, added some features. It doesn't have bottle cap reject in beach mode. It has it in multi-frequency, but not in beach mode. Shall I get the triple score, which costs $499, and show you guys that it has bottle cap reject? Shall I get the triple score out and show you guys that it saves your settings when you change frequencies? Well, we'll get to all of that in just a little bit. And I'm not, I could get the MindLab Elite out if I hadn't sold mine. I could get the Legend out. I can get the Equinox 700 out. And I want to point to you guys to something right here to really think about. There's a WS6 Master from XP out there floating around. And it's really in the price range of this detector with headphones. It's not much difference. Do you guys realize that in that price range, you're getting the same performance as the Deus 2, which is, I'm going to say, for practical purposes, the Manacore and the Deus 2 are tied for #1 in the world. And down in this price range, you can get one, and this is the negative to it. It doesn't have an external speaker, and it's not fully waterproof to go underwater. But if you don't need those two things, it's got the same performance as a Deus 2 for a lot less price tag. It's called a WS6 Master. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me go back here. You know, Mikey, I don't know. I mean, we've got basic operation functions not working. We've got locking up. I've showed this multiple times of it locking up. I got mine to lock up, and guess what? I'm not the only one that has a locking up machine. This has been confirmed by other Vortex users. Okay, that's number 3. So let's put the list back up and look at it and go down through it. This is going to be the last probably Vortex thing I do till Garrett gets this fixed. There's nothing else for me to say. I don't want to dig. This list is so long. How long is it going to take them to rework this machine and fix all of this? Is it possible? I don't know the answers to those questions. The locking up situation, the power back on in beach mode. Let's see if we can replicate that live. Let's see if we can do that live. Let's just see if we can get it to do it. I don't know if it'll do it. Let's go over here and go to beach mode. Okay, so we're in beach mode. Well, it just did it. There it is. First try, it cut itself back off and back on. It cut itself off that time. Back on. Cut itself off. Now you may say, well, that's not a big deal, Calabash. Well, there it is again. You may say, well, Calabash, that's not a big deal. Well, let me point something out to you guys here. Let me get back to my main screen. You say, Calabash, that's not a big deal. Oh, yeah, it's a big deal because sometimes when you cut it off, the screen goes blank and locks up and will not power back on without a charger connected to it. You'll see the battery icon with 1 bar, even if it's fully charged, and it will not cut back on. If that happens to you and you've drove an hour to somewhere to hunt and you don't have an extra power source or a place to plug that machine up in, you are going to be stuck for the day. So we've got powering off, locking up, which I've not had that happen many more times. I think I've had it 4 or 5 times happen to me, but it don't take but one time if you drive 50 miles and you're out in the middle of the woods and it does that to you. What's causing that? I don't know. They said that they're doing an update for the coin VDI, the long charging times. I don't know what they're going to do about this powering on and back on and locking up with the power off. Thinking they're loyal customers. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I just don't know. Well, WS6 Master, you know, well, guys, look, I'm missing a lot of you guys tonight. You guys are going to have to excuse me. I've got a lot of moving parts going on here tonight. Let's come back down and you guys excuse me. I'm just kind of bewildered a little bit. So we've got the locking up, the power, no bottle cap in beach. Let's just look at that. So you go to beach mode. Go to beach mode. You have no bottle cap. Uh-oh, well, my bad. Let me put you guys back over here. You have no bottle cap in beach mode. Well, I've got multi-frequency only, and you have no iron filter. So let's just look at a bottle cap. What does a bottle cap sound like in beach mode? Maybe we won't dig any bottle caps. Now, what's really ashamed about not having a bottle cap in beach mode is when you go back over here to zero mode and you go in and you go to bottle cap. Watch this. Let me add a little more. Certain bottle caps are going to fool all machines. Let's just cut it wide open and see what that does. Let me make sure I'm right here. Certain bottle caps will fool all machines. That's all the filters. Let me get another cap because their bottle cap system works fairly good. They do got it working fairly good. Some of the caps fool it, just like all the systems on all the metal detectors. The VDI falling off at depth. Let's look at the piece dollar. Let me go grab a piece dollar, frequency 8 beach. Let me show you guys a piece dollar. Give me just a second. So we're compiling all the problems that they need to fix in one place for them tonight. So here's a piece dollar. Okay, there it is. Let's go back to beach. Let's just look at the piece dollar in 83. Let's see if we can get a change on the piece dollar with the frequency shift. Let's see if that happens here. I don't know if it will. That's 8. Let's see if it changes. Let's go over here and go back to 8 and go 2 inches from the coil. Actually, it seems like it's hitting the piece dollar better in 8. I don't know. The VDI went from 83 to 89 with the frequency shift. On some coins, it'll drop to 65 with the frequency shift. This is bad. This is changing the VDI scale dramatically on some targets. In some targets, it won't even hit, like in beach mode. Let's look at beach mode. Let's go to beach mode. Let's go to, oh, my bad. Let's go back to beach mode. Let's go into beach mode here. Let's go up to frequency shift 8. Now watch the piece dollar with frequency shift 8. You see that? There's the piece dollar, right? It will not hit the piece dollar with frequency shift of 8. Let's see if it'll hit the piece dollar with a frequency shift of 1. Piece dollar. It won't hit it with 1 either. So it won't hit this big silver coin in beach mode. Basic functions on this metal detector. Let's check the silver again. This is a half. Let's move it to 8. Let's move the half to 8 in beach mode. Gone. 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 For all practical purposes, gone. So we see that whatever's going on in this frequency shift is affecting the ID and it's changing the performance. It's never that's the problem. Metal detecting Northwest Wisconsin. Did you catch what just happened? You'll know what I'm talking about in just a minute. So earlier in other results on the testing, let me switch back to my main camera here. The other results is different now. I've tested the $half, the silver $half, and when I would change the frequency shift, it would change the machine and drop it down to a 65. You can see it in my yard. You can see the frequency shift. I was seeing that in the air, but it looks like it was hitting a consistent 83 this time. So you guys do, whatever on that. Let's see what else we got here. Uh, you know, this is just, in my opinion, this is just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is not bugs and flaws. This is operation system not functioning properly. Well, wait till we get to the not system that, yep, I saw it. See, there, I mean, this is not just my machine. This is software related because all the machines are doing it that we're reporting that we're working in this. I got people around the world reporting back this stuff going on. So, you know, see how good it does at finding relics. Let me think about what else I'm going to do here. Let's put the list back up and look at it, guys. VDI file at piece dollar will not save last settings. So every time that you, let me go back to the camera and let's talk about this real quick. It will not save the last settings. So let's say I'm in beach mode and it will save some of the last settings, but it doesn't save all of them. So let's just go up here and we'll run some discrim. We'll come back down here. We'll put some notch. My bad. I'm trying to do too many things at one time. So we'll put some notch. We'll go over here, put some more notch. We'll go right here, notch this out, that out. Now watch this, guys. Power off. Uh-oh, well, wait a minute. Let me get through this cycle of powering it off and it turning back on. Power off. Okay, then it went off. Now watch what happens. It changed back. It reverted. It wouldn't save them, right? Well, I want to show you something over here. Let's just go ahead while I got this on my mind. Let's go into zero mode. Let's go up here to the not system. Let's go to the not system. Let's just notch some stuff out. And I'm just adding notch, okay? We'll go up to the top block. We'll add some notch. Okay. And we see that we've got notch added into multi-frequency. Well, like I said earlier, I want to cross-check into single frequency, right? Well, another thing while we're in the notch, let me go ahead and talk about this. While we're in the notch, there's no number systems. You have no idea what I'm notching out. Who come up with this? Who come up with a notch system that has no number identification? And Metal Detecting Northwest Wisconsin has a reason why if you go read his post. He says that there's numbers missing out of these lines in the VDI scale and multi, and these things don't actually represent. He done the math on it, and it should be 3, I think. But he says some of these are notching out 5 segments. But go read his post on it. In the note, I get that, TN. But let's look right here. I want to show you guys something. So now I want to go and I want to check some targets in 5 kilohertz because I'm digging for coins and I want to do a little selective digging. Okay, so now my notch in my discrim is gone. Okay, but let me show you a competitor's detector. Let's cut it off. Let me show you another detector here. Let me show you the proper function of a metal detector. And who designed that notch system? I mean, look, man, I'm not trying to be a butthole here, but come on, man. This is craziness, man. So we've got the notch system. See here, we've got a notch in this. Let's go over here to notch. Watch this. When I change, see that number? I've got a number to correspond where the dot is, right? You see that? I can add, take out. I can add, take out. You guys see that? I'm setting up on the table, my bad. But here's the point. Let me go back. So you've got a number reference. Oops. You've got a number reference in notch. See that? Number reference. You can add, take out, but of course it's moving. But you see what it's doing? It's telling you what you're taking out and adding. But let me show you something. You see this little frequency here? Watch when I change it. Oh my gosh, the notch system stays intact through the whole range of frequencies on the machine in that particular program. We were in zero mode, and look, it stays 20 kilohertz, M1, M2, M3, which are multi-frequency settings that are weighted, 4 kilohertz, 15 kilohertz. I mean, this is basic fundamental operation. This is a $499 metal detector, and this is where the technology is, and that's what we've got on. Look what we got on the Vortex compared to this unit. Now, I just so happen to have this unit here. We could look at the triple, same type deal. I mean, the Elite, I could bring out the Manicore, I could bring out the Deus 2. They save their stuff through the frequency changes. So why does the Garrett Vortex have no number system for notch? And then if you take and transfer, well, you really couldn't, the notch system would, the iron VDI is going to give you problems if you're trying to use a certain discrim on that detector. But let's get the Vortex back up and keep digging into it. I think that the notch system really needs to be talked about just a few minutes more here. Like I said, metal detecting detecting Northwest Wisconsin, you know, has got a big post about that. Go back to multi. Oh, my bad. I'm having all kinds of deals here, multi-frequency. But the notch system on this is not, I mean, guys, come on, man. This is 2024. How do you put a notch system on a machine that has no numbering system? I mean, how do you do that? I want to ask a question, and I don't know the answer to this. And, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to be a butthole, but I paid my hard-earned money for this machine, and I think I deserve an answer to this question. I really do. Who authorized the release of this metal detector in its current state? At that factory, at that company, who did that? Who said, you know what, we're shipping that metal detector just like it is? Who did that? Let's see. No numbers on notch setting. Oh, and we talked about iron audio. I talked about that the other day. That's a personal thing. I think it needs to go in a traditional iron system. So, let's see here. So here's what he's saying. Metal detecting Wisconsin. Let me kick into another screen here. Let me go down to this screen here. My camera system is not acting right. Let me kick back to this screen. Let me add a screen. Let me change my cameras to this camera, and let's put his post up here. This is what he says will show up. That's the numbers. That's the numbers. He says it's in multi. And he's tested how many targets on this? You know, I don't even know what to say about this. I really don't. I mean, there's really nothing else for me to say. You know, and I'm done with it till they come out with an update. But if they don't come out with an update on this machine in a timely manner, I'm coming right back and I'm going to raise Cain, because this is unacceptable. And I don't care which manufacturer it is, it's unacceptable. And as consumers, we should not put up with this crap. And I don't care who it is. I don't care if you're a fanboy of Nocta, a fanboy of MindLab, a fanboy of Deus, a fanboy of Garrett. This is unexcusable and should not be tolerated in the metal detecting community. And that is my opinion. You know, and I almost thought about bringing out the video that I had back at the beginning of all of this when I seen they were going to, yeah, in the quick guide menu. This shows how this menu is not updated like the one on the website, and it shows what it was going to be. It don't have iron boundary on this quick start guide. It don't have bottle cap reject in this quick start guide. It doesn't even have tone options in this quick start guide. You know what? And that's what the specs said at the release of this when I did the fired video, you know, back early on. It riled everybody up, and then they put some features on it to their credit. But what would we have had if it, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know. I did not expect this. I expected a metal detector that had less features that was performing basic functions, operations correctly, and it was basic operational, its basic operations were correct. And something is amiss with this detector. The VDI scale on the iron is off. The VDI scale on the silver coins is off. The VDI scale in the single frequency is different from the VDI scale in multi. The multi-salt frequency VDI scale is different than the VDI scale in multi-frequency. I mean, what is this? The VDI changes with a frequency shift from 1 to 8. The powering on and off. Well, I can live with the powering on and off in beach mode, but what about the lockup? Well, we don't know about that. We'll have to see how widespread that is. Dwayne, you said it. I agree with you. I mean, who said it's okay to ship that out like that with a NOT system with no number references on it? Well, I don't know. According to Metal Detecting Wisconsin, I don't know. The numbers, yeah. Third block to the left. I mean, exactly. Or you're going to have to take all of these targets. If you wanted to, and I'm not, look, it's got a custom program. It's got one section on it. How many does the XP have? Oh, but MineLab has one on the mountain. Yeah, but it saves its settings in each program. And this was a suggestion that I made to them. You should have this detector saving the settings when you power it off in each program. Then you have 7 or 8 different custom programs. Well, right now, if you go out into the field, you got to take a handful of coins, wave them under the coil to set up your NOT system. Then if you cut it off and cut it back on, you got to do it again. But then if you change frequencies and you want to cross-check with different frequencies on the targets with your NOT system on coin hunt, just like Metal Detecting Northwest Georgia does with this Manicore, he uses knots extensively hunting silver coins. And yes, he is a very experienced, accomplished silver hunter. He would have to set his detector up each time with the targets in hand. And then if he wanted to use single frequency, he'd have to set it up in that too. Okay. And that's exactly why I have a triple score. He says, I think they rushed to get the Vortex out with shortcuts as you've known Calvin Armour is going to test them. I don't know where they've been for the last 5 years, Lewis. We have been doing this on the last 7 metal detector releases. We have shook them down. How did they think that this was not going to get shown and compared? And that puts me in a bad situation because you guys know what my channel's about. It's about showing the real deal about metal detectors. And here I am. Yeah, I can say it's got good EMI handle. It's got good beach performance. But then, bam, here's a list this long of things that need fixing or need changing to make it competitive with other metal detectors. Then, I don't know. Yeah. Target sweep from notch or guess at it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gypsy Jules said it was great. Yeah, these people that are, these nomads in the MineLab Detect experts, the XP Deus teams, the Garrett team, whatever, these people, I get that it's a marketing thing, and I spoke about this in another live stream. But there's a group of us on social media now, not the fanboys that take it out hunting and talk about how everything's golden because I dug a couple of buttons and, promises of this and promises of that. I cannot sit here and promise you that Garrett can fix all of these things. I have no idea. I don't have a relationship with them, and nobody else knows if they can fix them either. So everybody's sitting there telling you that they know they're going to fix all these issues. My question is why are these issues even on the machine at this time? So those guys out there, they're going to fix all of this. They're going to fix. Well, they're lying to you because they don't know. Garrett may indeed fix all of it. How long will it take? Point is first impressions mean everything. And here we are with an American-made machine sitting here dissecting it with problems out the yin-yang that other cheaper machines just outclass it on, in my opinion. I mean, you guys see it. Look at the triple score. Look at the Elite. Look at detectors, and here's the problem. We keep comparing the Vortex to the cheaper machines. Well, let's start comparing it to the Legend, the Equinox 700, which comes in at $749. Well, it has headphones. Add the headphones to the Vortex, right out of Equinox 700. The WS6 Master, let's put it up in the price range, in the category, in the league that it's priced to compete in. And let's start talking about it in that light. It's a bad situation, man. Bad situation. Bad situation. Charles, where's the puppy? I couldn't have him in here. He would realize, Digging Daryl, that I'm kind of wound up and just been out of shape a little bit. Yeah, this is metal detecting. At the end of the day, you know, I'll be honest with you, and you guys don't take this the wrong way. I literally could get up and throw that machine in the trash can and never deal with it again, and it wouldn't make or break me. The problem is there's people out there that save up money to buy machines, and just like Sharpshooter did a live stream, and he talked about pride. The first Garrett the first Ace 250 I got with Garrett, I was proud. Man, look at this Ace 250. Had me some headphones, went out and found my first silver coin with a Garrett. It's what got me addicted to metal detecting. Barbara, 1902 silver quarter, perfect condition. I was clacking my heels all the way home. I went and I said, boy, I started looking. I looked at the Hoover boys. I bought a Garrett AT Pro. I was so proud when I had my Garrett AT Pro. Pride. And now here, $599 metal detector, full. You guys see it, man. You guys see it. Full of glitches, bugs, and things that need changing. There's a certain pride in this, you know. This just shouldn't be, man. There should be heads rolling at that company. There should be somebody looking for a new job. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's my opinion. Yeah. Anyway, this is just bad. This is the worst, in my opinion, that I have ever seen. Okay. Knot system is very important. Yes, knot system is important to some. There's people who select dig. If you're, the YouTube shills out there relic hunting with it. Oh yeah, I'm digging this. Well, it doesn't matter relic hunting. I get all that, but show us some select digging with it. You know. You guys don't laugh. Oh, that's how I was figuring out what number it went in, what block. It was 2 blocks to the left and 1 block to the right. That's bad. That's bad. That's how you had to figure out the knot system. Well, that's not good. I don't know. I just can't believe this. They had 5 years of looking at the Equinox. And I mean, I know there's people there, I'm speculating, in my opinion, that there's people that are drawing salaries in the engineering department and development department. Well, what have they been doing for 5 years? Yeah. This shouldn't be. This just shouldn't be finders keepers. I don't even know. Yeah, I was like, dude, this thing has got good capabilities on the beach. And then the more we dug into it, the more me and Sharpshooter talked, the more me and Iffy looked at it, the more me detecting Northwest Constant, the guy in the UK, and others looked at this machine. We were seeing the same results, and then it just kept snowballing. And we don't even know if there's anything else in it. I just quit looking. I ain't even looked today. I think I looked at one thing or something in it today, and I just stopped because I am just, like I told Sharpshooter, I said, I'm just overwhelmed with this. This is just too much. I was on the phone with him the other day when I was doing this and going through that, and it was just one thing after another that does not work like the other major manufacturers, detectors in the world, that is just competent usage or good usage that makes sense, that's intuitive. When you change from multi-frequency to single frequency, your settings should stay intact. When you cut the machine off, your settings should stay intact. When you change the frequency shift, it should not change the VDI scale this much or put it in a range where it won't even hit it. I mean, this is just, crazy, man. This is just crazy. I knew that this live stream was going to be like this. I've been thinking about it all day, guys. I'm just like, this is just too much, man. Look at the situation I am. Here I am having to criticize, and share my feelings about an legendary American metal detecting company. And this is what they sent out. Okay, I'm done. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not brand loyal at all, Dwayne. I would, if a Garrett outperforms a Deus 2 or Manicore, I would be swinging it as my everyday detector. This right here, what Dwayne just posted, is exactly the damage that has been done by this release. Oh, don't blame Calabash. I do not want to hear it. Don't nobody from that company or anybody blame me. I don't want to hear it. You guys did this to yourself, not me. I don't want to hear it. This social media for the last 5 years, this is what multiple people on YouTube have been doing. I've just have risen up in the ranks because I've been very, I've been in all the mix. I've been in all the mix of the new releases. I've been in depth with all the new releases, and I've showed these things honestly, the good things and the flaws. And this is where we're at. So I don't know. And done what, Zertsky? They had testers. We got Brandon's comment here. What good would it have done to give me one? I mean, if this is true, what good would it have done to give me one? Oh, I'm not being bought, and I'm not saying that that's what they by any company. I get free gear. You guys know that. But I talk about the Delic gave me the triple score. Did I show you guys that it wouldn't hit a nickel on the beach at 6 inches? That was a free machine she sent me. But it was not free because I actually had to go out and test it and help them, with the beta version. So my time is paying for the machine. So none of these machines are actually free. When I crank this computer up, when I crank that $8,000 camera up, you guys know the deal. I'm just wound up tonight. I probably should just kill the live stream and get off of here because I'm probably just too wound up. I'm like my dog when he gets to the puppy zoomies. Not today. It's at TSA checkpoints. What's going on, Steve? Said, but with the VDI issues, maybe this is why beta testers use. Well, I think that's probably kind of obvious in my opinion, Courtney. I mean that would make perfect sense. I don't know what it is. If it's a new technology, Steve Moore said it's a new technology, then where's all the, I don't know. 18. Well, Lance, amen to that, brother. None of this would have been discovered in the field. That is why test beds are a must. Yep. Amen to that, brother. Amen. How long have I been on here, guys? I'll stay on a few more minutes. You need to get with the Garrett engineer. Dude, they got to spend some money. I'm going to give you my opinion on that. That company has got to put some money in research and development. And I'm going to share something, and you can go over to Detector Prospector, and check this out for yourself. But Steve Herbosch over there even said it, and he worked with Garrett on a metal detector. And this is posted over there publicly. So I'm just repeating or, summing up what I seen over there. And there was a couple of guys that said they talked to Garrett reps about this multi-frequency business, and basically they were told that Garrett just does it because people want it, but single frequency is better. That's over on Steve Herbosch's forum. You know, if that's true or not, I don't know, but it's over there posted publicly. Herbosch come in and made a post. I probably have a screenshot of it, and said that he worked on the Axiom with Garrett and told them that they needed a multi-frequency nugget machine. And basically, if you look at what Herbosch said, it fell on deaf ears. So, is Garrett, or has Garrett not been putting money into product and research development of simultaneous multi-frequency? You know, this simultaneous multi-frequency, the only advantage I really see over the Apex is, one, the depth at the beach, and two, the unmasking capabilities. But other than that, it behaves pretty much like an Apex, in my opinion, from what I've seen. So it's not like a daylight and dark difference on coins. Uh-oh, did my camera go out? Yep, this camera died. So let me switch to another camera, guys. It's not like that. Let me turn this light out of the way. It's not like that. It's a ton of difference, going on here. Well, we'll just do that right there. It's not like that there's a ton of difference going on between the Apex and the Vortex. It's not a daylight and dark difference that I see as far as the behaviors. And actually, some of the flaws that you see with the Vortex, you see with the Apex. That big silver coin, actually, I could show that. And I'm just kind of like, well, what is this? So let me get the Vortex out here. I mean, the Apex, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get this set up on my desk. I don't know if I can do it or not because this thing is stretched out. Let me put this thing in multi-salt. Let me see here. I can't see no mode. Relic 0. Okay. Sensitivity. Frequency. We're in multi-salt. Okay, I want to show you guys something. So I put it. Ooh, this thing's screaming. Let me cut it. Let me cut the sensitivity down. Peace dollar. Touching the coil. Touching the coil. Moving it out. Now, what does that remind you of? Does that look similar to what you guys just seen on the Apex? I mean, the Vortex? There's the peace dollar. Real peace dollar. No funky business going on here. Nothing. So the Vortex and the Apex have the same exact symptom on this right here. Well, guess what? This never was caught. Some of the VDIs, I wonder what would happen if we shook the Apex down. What else would we find with that? Well, I don't know. But you guys see that symptom is the same symptom that the Vortex has. So yes, I have been doing my due diligence with this metal detector. I don't know, man. Let me just back up here. Metal Detecting Wisconsin says, I am honestly disappointed. I was hyped up, excited, hoping for a good performing mid-tier detector made in the USA. But now I'm just feeling upset, let down, and disappointed at the same time. I am with you. I feel the same way. I bought this metal detector. Even though I do YouTube videos and I'm what you call, I guess, a social media guy, I am let down with this metal detector. That is my basic overall opinion of the whole experience that I've had in the last 2 weeks. It was looking good at the beach the other day. I was like, okay, this thing has got some potential. I was like, they worked on this beach program, but then bam, we start getting all of this other stuff. And I'm like, well, you can't metal detect intuitively like that. Why would you want to do that when there's other brands out there that actually you can use the notch in the discream and change frequencies and it stays intact? Why would you want to do that if you cut it? I just don't know. You guys see what's going on. The headphones, I wonder if people were paying for the upgrades. Looks like Garrett spent most of their effort on developing, upgrading them all. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Carrie. I appreciate it a lot. I couldn't. I'm shaking the detector down. There's no need for me to send it back, Zapper. That's one of the glitches in the metal detector. Sorry. I mean, I don't mean that in a smart way, but I've heard that before. I didn't need to send it back. There's other ones locking up too. It's something going on in the software, in my opinion. Same circuit on both. I don't know, Lewis. Steve Moore said that the Garrett Vortex was brand new MDF, MF, multidimensional, and we all know that all these companies have their marketing lingo, but he said it's brand new technology. And he repeated and said the Vortex is not an Apex. We've seen him say that publicly. So, wonder how it behaves over a silver coin spill? I don't know. Wonder if it will detect a can? I don't know. I just heard something. Somebody may have smacked a deer. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me look out here. They may have killed a deer or something because I heard somebody hit something. Or I thought I did. Or it may have just been a dump truck rolling. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I was just going to... But anyway, for the knot system, go over... Now, that's not true, Berkshire. That's not true. I'm not taking up for Nocta with the Legend, but that's not true. The Legend updates were improvements. The Legend's functionality was intact when it come out. The ID systems worked. The big stink that got started with the Legend is they decided to do what it looks like Garrett was going to do with the features and not have an iron boundary setting on it. And when it come out, Delic had made some claims that it would keep up with the Equinox 800. As Steve Moore made claims publicly that this Vortex would keep up with or compete with higher priced metal detectors. He made that statement publicly. We've seen it. And I'm going to argue that point. I keep hearing this about the Legend. No, I'm not taking up for Legend. It needed enhancements to compete with the MindLab series of metal detectors. MindLab laid the blueprint. Well, look what Nocta did. Yeah, they updated their detector 17 times, but look what it has on it now. But it wasn't basic performance features to make them work properly. That was intact. So take that for what you guys want. And then I heard about the Equinox 800. The Equinox 800 basic functionality worked. They upgraded and made it better with FE1 or FE2 and the 2 iron bias settings later on. But they did have to, they had a glitch where it wouldn't hit a silver coin on edge, and they immediately fixed that problem very, very quickly. But that is a big difference than, well, hold on. That, people keep saying this stuff, and I'm like, no, this is not the same thing. Just look at that. How is that the same thing? That's not the same thing. And I'm not just, trying to be a butt here, but it's not the same thing. All of them come with glitches, and we shake them down, and we find those glitches. We find them, and the manufacturers fix them. But this is a laundry list of things that are not just glitches. These are design things. Look, a knot system with no scale. I mean, what is that? Hey, I appreciate it, Dwayne. And anybody that gave me money and I missed the oversight, I appreciate the support. Somebody did it last week and gave it to me, and I can't remember who it was, but my wife rewatched my live stream and said, you did not call him out. Well, I'm very sorry about that, guys. And anybody that's given to this channel, I appreciate it. Thanks, Dwayne. Well, if Garrett listens, it might go that way too with updates. Well, they got to get the basic function features fixed first. And, I'm not going to say they can or can't, but, we'll see. So we're going to lay off of this. This is the last I'm talking about the Vortex for a while. And we're going to see what Garrett does. Well, if they come out with an update, it's supposed to be this week is what Steve Moore said. Well, we're going to see what's in it. We'll go back to talking about it then. And we'll start doing a checklist. We'll start checking these things off as they go down and get them fixed. You know what I mean? So we'll see how long it takes. And if it's not done in a timely manner, I'll be back griping about it. That's just a fact. I mean, this is crazy. According to your test, it's not even in the same galaxy as the beach performance is decent. The depth is decent. No, it's not. The triple score on the beach, they're neck and neck. It looks like on Gold Ring on the beach. But the problem is when I break the triple score out on the silver $50, this detector is 3 or 4 inches deeper than the Garrett wearing this one has got an inch size bigger coil, this much on it, but it's an inch deeper, 3 to 4 inches deeper on a silver coin than the Vortex. And the Vortex and the Apex seems to have an advantage, but they're neck and neck. There's no big difference. You guys know what we've seen here, like with the Equinox 800 to the Manicore. The Manicore has about this much depth difference over the Equinox 800. And it has it on the beach. It has a depth difference on land. But we don't see that with the Vortex and the Apex. They're very close. Close. When you're looking at them, you're kind of going like, well, man, that performance looks very similar. Now, I will say this, the Apex ID seems to be working better than the Vortex ID at depth, but the actual depth itself is pretty close, with a slight advantage maybe going to the Apex. Well, I don't know who, I don't know. I don't feel sad for any of them digging Canuck. I don't feel sad for any of them. They did this, not me, and I just don't. I don't feel sad for any of them. They took our money, and this is what we got. So I have a right to fuss about it. And these are my opinions, and maybe other people's opinions are different, and they're happy with it. Well, I'm happy for you if you are, but I'm not. And, only about 22 times, Zertsky. Gary's able to, let's see here. I think that a lot of the problem is that Gary's able to run their loyal users so much that maybe they don't feel the need to make. Well, that's pitiful if that's true, Metal Detect in Northwest Georgia. That's very bad if that's true. Well, marketing does go some ways, but it does. But how does this spread? Well, this stuff has got to be spreading that. Put on the lab. I started to put on the lab coat tonight because this right here really calls for it. Is a handicap, beginner budget friendly detectors, but tech has a lot to eat. That man, dude, we got a $499, and I'm just using this one. I'm not shilling for Nocta. I could have the Elite too, but I don't have that in hand. I could hold up the MindLab Elite and this detector and say, boys, if you can't compete with these two detectors, then you probably shouldn't even be releasing the metal detector, because MindLab and Nocta have took the beginner entry-level performance to another level. So anybody out there looking at these detectors, I'm telling you right now, these are high-performing detectors at $499 and $599 with tons of feature. And yeah, I don't make money off metal detectors, but I'm telling you what's what. This is top notch for the money, $499. Probably the best deal going with what they offer or giving with it, pinpointers and all that stuff. Go look for yourself. MindLab Elite. I got a Christmas video up. Best detectors in 2024 for Christmas. Go look at it. The Elite, $599, extra coil, wireless headphones, and multiple settings. And yeah, just go look at tracking ground balance, automatic noise cancel. Everything. Settings stay intact. I don't know. Have seen your videos and knows how you test. It's unacceptable that they don't do these tests on their own. You laid out a course on how to test. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do I think that testing's in all? No, it's not in all. But look what it's revealed on this metal detector. I've literally hunted with this thing one time. I'm not going out hunting with that. For what purpose? Yeah, you can go out, and this is the thing that happens. Oh, I'm a YouTuber. I took them, and I'm not just talking about this one, I'm talking about anything. I went out and I found all of these things, and you notice every new release there's a gold coin found. It doesn't matter what manufacturer it is. Gold coin was found with this detector. Well, good gracious, you could find a gold coin with a pinpointer on a stick if you were lucky enough. That don't mean nothing. Okay, thanks, Stink. I appreciate it. I don't. Hey, I appreciate it, Stink. I'll check it out. Or Loki, hammer hard. The only way to stay in is have every advantage. Yeah. And say what, Ricky? I mean, and you know, I'm past that. I wanted to help them. And I thought that I was doing this for the benefit of the community, but this thing turned into a snowball. It's turned into an avalanche, and I wanted to help them. I was like, okay, well, we can get Garrett. They get the VDI scale right. Then the next thing you know, yesterday I found the iron thing. Then the frequency shift thing right. We got to get the VDI, and then it just kept going on and on, powering off in beach mode, no bottle cap in beach mode, and it just keeps rolling and rolling, and now we got an avalanche. And what are they going to say? They know what. Apparently, Brandon says that they looked at most of this stuff, as of a few days ago, and it was put through the test, and everything they are saying has already been said by early testers like myself. It just takes time for the engineers to roll out the updates. Really? Well, people pay it. When people quit paying it, they will quit doing it. Sometimes those old machines are still just fun to use, but we're not talking about that, Ben. We're not talking about nostalgia and fun and easy. We're not talking about that. We're talking about performance, features, and basic operation functionality operating correctly. I have no idea, Mikey. I have not. Yes, I did submerge at Lewis in brackish water in the river, which is salty. Tide coming in and out, so the salt content changed. So yeah, it survived 5 hours at 10 to 12 feet. I did a factory. It did try to turn it off and turn it on. And it turned itself back on this one time. Okay, so you did a factory reset. Hey, I appreciate it, Trevor. I appreciate it. You have the triple scoring legend. I don't know. And I'll say this to them because I'm sure somebody from them is watching. If you guys are having to charge more, I'm going to say something here. And I've been thinking about this. If it's costing Garrett more to produce machines in the USA and they cannot keep up technologically wise because of that, then go overseas and start producing them. People will buy them. Look, the USA, made in USA, that's great if it's superseding the other products in the same price. But if it's not, then go to another country and start making them. I know there's a lot of people that's going to not like what I just said there. But we're buying Minelab machines, Nocta machines. Why wouldn't I buy a Garrett machine? It was made in China or Taiwan if it had the performance. This Apple computer that I'm on here is one of the baddest performing computers on the market today. I can edit videos. I can do all kinds of crap with it. Guess where it's made? China. Well, if it was made in the USA, I would buy it, but it's not. And that's where I have to get the computer that's, from Apple that they make in China. That's just the way it is. And I didn't set up the system, but we need, performance. And if it does cost more, just make the price higher and make the detector perform better. Let's see here. Yeah, you can get a Legend for the same price with multiple things, headphones. And it's tracking ground balance, automatic noise cancel, multiple tone options, notch, with numbers. I don't know what else it's got on it. This one, stability settings. The machine says they dig more signal, and they probably hunt a little more sometimes. Finders keepers with a. Is it worth buying the Lead if I already have a Legend? That's a personal preference there. That would be a close call. I probably would opt and save my money and buy a Manicore or something. If I was going to do that, I would probably move on up the scale is what I would do. There's not enough to save your money. There's not enough performance difference there to justify spending $599. Save that money, put it on a Manicore that's going right now for $11.99. If you don't have that, just save it for a while and see when another deal comes. It was just wondering if it was actually used in action. No, bottom line, they don't care. I don't know. Is it don't care or can't do? I don't know which one it is. And the Mind Lab Extra program, finally, like I was growing up and bought the XP Days too. Hey, I appreciate it, Trevor. Are the cheapest, man. Yeah, I agree. Manufacturers where they're the cheapest and give us the performance. People will buy it People will buy it. I mean, you can you know, I mean, the bought in America, man, I don't care. If it competed and it was operating correct, that'd be a different story. But you know, but it has to be at least. Jay said it right there. Very wise thing, Jay, and I appreciate it, Trevor. I'm going to get off of here. I feel like I've said all I need to say about this topic. I'm going to take my watch off, and you know, I have no idea, finders keepers. I'm going to end this. I wish the best to Garrett. I hope they get all of this stuff fixed. And, you know, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. And I'll be back reporting on the updates. And but for now, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. You know, I'm going to shut that down, and we'll talk to you guys later. So you guys have a great night. Sorry about the being wound up, but this has just turned into something just totally ridiculous in my opinion. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.